Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Low Season Traveller Insider Guides. I hope you're all doing really well and that you've had a great weekend. This week we're in Rio de Janeiro to learn more about the city, the cariocas, and the low season experience generally. In this episode, I caught up with the charming Juliana Girao, who works at the Sol Ipanema Hotel, which is superbly located right in the heart of Ipanema Beach. Juliana was born and raised in Ipanema, and we think you'll agree that she is the perfect guest to help us to learn more about this amazing city by the beach. This episode was recorded at the Sol Ipanema Hotel, overlooking Ipanema Beach, just as the sun was setting. And oh, how I would love to be back there now. Enjoy. Juliana, you are most welcome to the Low Season Traveller Insider Guides podcast. It's great to have you on the show, and indeed it's been lovely meeting you at a World Travel Market Latin America, where we both have been for the past 3 days working crazy hard, I need to point out to anybody listening back home, especially my wife. But thank you so much for agreeing to do this podcast with us. On a Friday evening. We're taking your Friday evening, Juliana, and you've been very generous with your time, so we appreciate that. But I suppose, first of all, for our guests, just to let them know how we met. We met at World Travel Market Latin America in Sao Paulo, of course, where you were representing this fabulous hotel that we're in, the Sol Ipanema, on Ipanema Beach in Rio. And we thought it would be a good idea then to talk a little bit about Rio because, as you told me in WTM Latin America, we're in the low season in Rio. So what great opportunity we have to let people know what the low season is like. So you are very welcome to the podcast. That was a long intro, wasn't it?
Yeah, no problem.
So you're born and raised around this neighbourhood, pretty much,
Yes. I'm not the girl from Ipanema, but
okay.
I was born here.
Yeah.
Ipanema, it's a very nice area here in Rio. We have some tourist areas here in Rio. Ipanema is one of them. And just besides Copacabana, that 10 minutes walking, you can be at Copacabana, 10 minutes walking, you can be in Leblon. The south area of here in Rio, it's very nice. You can walk everywhere.
Yeah.
We are in the low season right now. April starts officially the low season.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, the beach is almost night and the beach is pretty full at this time. We have very good temperatures, even better than in the high season, because high season here it's summer, and summer you can get up to 45 degrees.
45?
Even here. Yeah.
Whoa.
Like the sensation of the temperature, it can get up to 45. Actually, normal 40 degrees, it's like we even have like Rio 40 degrees. It's like something like that we always say, Rio 40 degrees. We also have some musics that's Rio 40 degrees because this is the normal temperature during the summer.
I don't think I could stand it. That I think would be a little bit too hot for me. This temperature's pleasant. This is what, about 28, 29 degrees or something?
Yeah, I think 30 degrees, 29, yeah. During the night it gets to 27, during the day it gets to 32, I think. Yeah. And it's nice. It's nice to be outside. It's not like, oh my God.
No, it's actually quite pleasant. So. But it's definitely, what I wasn't expecting was coming from Sao Paulo, obviously further south. It is noticeably warmer than Sao Paulo. Definitely. I hadn't really sort of figured that, but is that my imagination or is it just generally a little bit warmer than Sao Paulo?
No, actually São Paulo is colder than Rio.
Yeah.
Usually it's colder than Rio because it's a little bit in the south.
Yep. Yep.
South of Brazil. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Usually Rio have better temperature, actually warm temperatures.
Yeah. And
for me, like the low season especially, besides the price that's even always lower than the high season, the temperature, the places are not so crowded. Like during the summer, if you get this time to the beach, will be still crowded. So during the April, May, June, we have very good temperatures. Here in Rio, we don't have like a rainy season, so it can rain someday, but it's not like, oh my God, April it's a whole May of rainy. Actually, we don't have this in Rio. So every single month is the place to be. What can I say about the tourist spots to be here?
Yeah, it sounds. I think for the UK market, a lot of people in the UK. Look, Rio is one of those places that we've all heard of we've all seen the images of the Christ the Redeemer statue and, of course, Sugarloaf Mountain. You know, we saw a lot more of it with the Rio Olympics, of course, as well. But I think it's one of those places for a lot of the UK market that they haven't necessarily been to, and they haven't really considered it for a vacation. So a lot of us, when we travel long haul from the UK, we tend to go to the Far East a lot. Thailand, Sri Lanka we love as well, India, the subcontinent there, the Maldives, of course. Africa for the safaris, naturally, and obviously stay in Europe quite a lot as well. But I think that, you know, that because there aren't as many flights to South America, to be fair, that people don't always consider it. So I sort of think, you know, maybe we've got a good opportunity here to really show people what they're missing out on. And, you know, for me, just as I was coming to your hotel here, you drive along, I mean, the beach is beautiful. I mean, let's you know, really, we have beaches in Europe, and, you know, sometimes they can be a little bit shingly or a little bit so. This is beautiful white sand, and it's a huge expanse of it, isn't it? I mean, it's just...
Yeah, here in Rio we have many kinds of beach.
Yeah.
This is so nice because we have Copacabana that the sand it's larger. Then we have Ipanema. If you wanna go to a beach that's not so many people, you can go to Barra da Tijuca, or even we have two beaches here that's Prainha or Grumari, that we don't have any buildings in front of the beach, so it's just nature.
Oh, wow.
And it's 30 minutes away from here. You can just get a car, not even 30 minutes, it's like very close. So you are in the city, but you can go far, just an escapade, and then you are in this wild beach, I would say. So it's a place where we have like very modern museums, as I show you the Tomorrow Museum.
That was fancy. That was called the Tomorrow Museum.
Tomorrow Museum.
Okay.
When I just see the picture the first time, I say, oh my God, is this in Rio? Because I couldn't believe that they would build something like this in Rio. There was for, I think, 40 years ago, maybe. And now we have, in this area of the downtown, we have the Tomorrow Museum. We have the biggest aquarium of Latin America, and also in this area. We have a very, very big panel that it's like a wall painted like for by a very good artist here that we call Cobra. He have many paintings in the buildings, like very, very big paintings. It's so nice to be there. Like you are just a small people in the huge, I would say, picture. So in this area, it's a brand new area in Rio, very nice to be. So Rio is not only the beach, because sometimes people say, oh, I'm not gonna go to Rio, I have a beach like just here, and it's not. Like we have so many things to do. We have the samba, we have the caipirinha. In downtown we have a very good house that plays samba, that's Rio Cenário. Okay. It opens every day and it's very, very big, so it's a place to be if you want to hear a good samba, if you want to drink a good caipirinha. Yeah, it's nice. It's a place to be.
On the you're talking about the caipirinha there before, and again for some of our listeners and viewers, they might not know what a caipirinha is. So tell us, what is a caipirinha?
Caipirinha is a Brazilian drink where you put cachaça, lemon, and sometimes sugar.
Yeah.
It's strong. I don't know, like how people are used to. Maybe we are not Russian. We're like people from England. For me, is strong, but it can be sweet. So we just drink, and it's fresh, and it's. We have many ice in the drink too. So then, when you see, you are already very, very happy. And it's a very nice, like everywhere here in Rio, you can ask for a caipirinha. And we also have a caipirinha with vodka. If you don't want like very strong thing, you can ask yours with vodka. Maybe you know better the vodka than the cachaça. It's an option too, and it's a caipirinha here. And
the cachaça, that's a sugarcane based spirit. They are, I must admit, caipirinhas are delicious, but they are dangerous. Definitely they're dangerous. But they make you feel good. It's a good, sometimes you can have drinks and it's a good drunk that you feel. You know what I mean? Caipirinha, it's a good drunk, and especially if you can hear a sound of a samba or something.
Yeah,
you just
and
feel yourself moving
then,
a bit as well, involuntary. It's just fabulous. I love it.
And the traditional one is with lemon, but now we have with all the fruits, the Brazilian fruits. So you can have with strawberry, you can have with caju, we call it cashew, I don't know in English, but many Brazilian fruits, you can ask, I don't want with lemon, I want this fruit, and maybe sweeter, and you gotta pay attention.
Awesome, yeah, I love it. So I'll have to try this. So what was the name of the samba place that you're talking about? That's really
Rio Cenário.
Rio Cenário.
Rio Cenário. It's in downtown.
Yeah.
It's in a place that calls Lapa, actually.
Okay.
Because in Lapa it's just beside downtown. So we have a Rio Cenário. We have another place that's very nice that's called Celarón. That's I think it's Spanish artisan, I think. Well, I'm not gonna say because maybe it's wrong.
Okay.
But it's a stair, a very very high stair where we have like many handcrafted things, very colorful. It's a very nice place to take pictures because nowadays everyone goes, where I can take a picture for my Instagram.
Of course.
So so this is a place to be where you can take very good pictures for your Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's close to Rio Cenário. It's in this area that calls Lapa.
Very good. Another place, not far from here. So just again to sort of build a picture, we've got this huge Copacabana Beach which everybody's heard about, and I went past there just before, and you could see people playing beach volleyball and football, and there was kids playing football there that could get in the England team. I actually promise you that. They were seriously good. And the beach volleyball as well. I mean, beach volleyball, that must be, if football is the national sport, beach volleyball must be close behind, hey?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And we also now have beach tennis.
Beach
tennis.
I'm a tennis player.
Nice. It's like the fashion thing. Like everyone plays beach tennis. And we also have foot volley. That's another sport.
I saw a bit of that.
Yeah.
That looks absolutely incredibly skillful, actually.
It's nice.
It's fabulous. And of course, surfing as well. I hadn't really sort of expected that, but again, not only have you got these beautiful expanses of beach, but it's a beach break surf as well. There's surfers out
just
there.
Here in the end of Ipanema, that's Arpoador, between Copacabana and Ipanema is Arpoador, is where the surfer place is, where the surfers stay, because it has the rock, so the waves are like not good.
Fabulous. So again, just to paint the picture for people, we have broadly speaking down that way. I know that's not helping everybody at home very much.
Yeah, right.
We have you have Sugarloaf Mountain, then you have Copacabana.
Yeah.
Then that goes to kind of the rocks, is it the rocks area? Then
the
it's
rocks that
Arpoador,
Arpoador,
which is where the surfing is, and then it starts Ipanema, which is where we are, which again is a fabulous stretch of beach, and then it's Leblon.
Yeah.
Now Leblon, I was speaking to somebody else the past couple of days, and they said Leblon is a pretty cool area.
Yeah.
Tell us about Leblon.
Actually, Leblon is just the continuation of Ipanema. It's the same beach. You can see the difference. Actually, there is a canal that splits the place. And Leblon is very famous for the restaurants. We have many good restaurants and some bars too. But we have like very expensive restaurants, or you have like very cool restaurants. Mm-hmm. But Leblon is for this. Like you can have, and it's the most expensive area to live here in Rio.
Oh, really?
Is Leblon. Yeah.
Okay.
So we call it, Leblon, and after Ipanema. Leblon is the most expensive area to live here.
Exactly. If anybody was thinking about coming over to Rio for, first of all, what would be the ideal duration if they're coming from the UK? Obviously, it's a bit of a long flight. What would be the ideal duration for Rio?
I think, it's a long flight, so maybe you can combine Rio with Búzios or Rio with Angra. I think 5 days will be okay, so you can check up the spots. You can be one day in the beach, like calm down, and then you can go to Búzios or Angra or Paraty. Usually people from France just loves Paraty.
Really?
And Santa Teresa, that's another neighborhood here in Rio, that they have like very old houses, like in don't know how to say, like colonial style.
Yeah.
So like many small houses with these colonial styles, just like in Santa Teresa. That's another area here in Rio, also close to downtown. That you feel like you are in the 60s. So
cool.
it's nice. Like it's a very nice place to be to. And they have like a special train that it's a cable car actually. It's a cable car that goes in the street, a yellow one. I'm not sure if you have seen some pictures. So with this cable car, that's cable train, I would say. You can go all around the area here, the Santa Teresa, and then you can go to a restaurant there or just walk around to see the small houses. It's a very bucolic place.
Very cool. Very cool. If anybody was coming then and they're coming for sort of 5 days, give us your sort of top 5 experiences they should have when they come to Rio. I know I'm putting you on the spot. We didn't, just for everybody at home, we didn't even plan this. I should have really told you this in advance, so I am putting you on the spot.
No problem. I'm not sure how to say, like, in order of top 1 to 5. I would just say the places sure. You have to be. You gotta go to this downtown area where you can see in the same day the Tomorrow Museum, this paint on the street. The aquarium, I think, maybe it's not worth for you because you have very good aquariums in London and in all the places. Sure. But you gotta be there, and we also have how do you call it? A giant. It's a place that you go. It's like a big.
Testing your English now, aren't we? Go on.
It's not a roller coaster. It's a place that you go up, and it's a circle, and then you go, and then you can see the city, like the London Eye. How do you call the London Eye?
What do you call those?
How do you call
a big wheel? No.
Big wheel.
Big wheel?
Maybe.
Yeah,
well,
maybe.
We have a big wheel here. It's not the London Eye, but it's also in this area.
Okay.
So you can see the city from the top. So you gotta be in the downtown for 1 day. Yeah. So you're gonna see the Tomorrow Museum, this painting on the streets, that's the Corba, the big wheel also. So you gotta be there 1 day. Maybe in the same day you can go to Santa Teresa. That's you can go from there and then have lunch there. Nice. So this will be 1 day, like to do it. The other day you gotta go to the Christ Redeemer and Sugarloaf because we are in Rio. You have to see it. And also when you go to the Sugarloaf and the Christ Redeemer, you can pass through the forest. That's the Tijuca forest. It's the biggest forest inside the city. So you can. It's on the way of the Christ Redeemer, so it's a place to be. And you can stop by what we call the Mirante Santa Marta, is where you're gonna stay there to take a very, very beautiful picture from the Sugarloaf and the bay. It's very beautiful. Yeah. So the Sugarloaf and Christ Redeemer will be another day, I think. Yeah. You gotta take 1 day to just stay in the beach, or maybe in between these days to stay in the beach, and then you can stay in Ipanema, walk around all the way to Copacabana and have some caipirinhas in the middle of the streets. Or even in the sands, like all the guys there sell. But just don't buy from people that are walking around with the caipirinha. I think because there is lemon, so just buy from a safer place. That's so the lemon will be fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very important.
You can go 1 day to Barra da Tijuca if you like it, but it's just a beautiful beach. If you are not like a beach person, maybe you can skip this part. What else? You gotta go to. What I'm losing. I think this will be the most important. And we also have some museums here in Rio that's worth to do, and all of them are in the downtown area. So depending on the type of person you are, you can choose either one place or another. But you gotta be like not in a hurry, you see, because. In my opinion, maybe it's better if you do Sugarloaf 1 day, Christ Redeemer another day. You don't have to be.
Just keep it nice.
And we also have the Sugarloaf. You can go hiking the mountain. You don't need to take the cable car if you are like people that likes like this kind of adventure. It's just a half an hour. Climb. It's not climbing. It's just like a path that you go, and you can go up to the first mountain of Sugarloaf, and then there you can take the cable car to the second one, and then you can go down the way you prefer. But it's a nice way to go up.
Yeah,
I've done this sometimes. Oh, and I forgot another thing. You can fly in. We have two options here to fly in a paraglide or the. How do you say the another one?
Is it hang gliding?
Hang gliding.
I've seen this. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's close from here. It's between Leblon and Barra da Tijuca. We have a stone where people go from there. It's a rough to do it.
You just jump off the.
Yeah, jump off.
Have you done it?
No. Yes.
You have done it.
Yes,
yeah,
I've done it. Just the hand gliding. Yes. No, hand gliding. You can. You don't. It doesn't make me fear. It's very calm. If you're not this adventure person, we can just take a helicopter flight. That's another thing, very nice to do it. It's not so cheap, it's inexpensive because it's like 15 minutes or 10 minutes, but you get to see the whole area here, all the beaches, even the Christ Redeemer. Like it's a good thing to do too, the helicopter flight, or maybe the hand gliding if you're like more.
The hand gliding, I looked into that because it was, you look at obviously all of the different websites to see what there is to do, and one of the things which came up as a top experience was hang gliding, because of course the views must be incredible. To take in, Ipanema, Copacabana, the Sugarloaf, Christ the Redeemer, all of that. But it's not that expensive either. It was. I think I'd seen it for.
I think it's around
it depends
6,
on. There's probably different standards, maybe.
Well, but for you now, it's not so expensive because, like our money here doesn't worth a lot. So I think will be around 700, 600 reais nowadays.
Yeah, it's about £60-70. Yeah. So
it's worth the experience. Like you are here, so just maybe once or two in your life. So do it. So it'd be
tempting.
Nice.
It'd be tempting.
Yeah.
I did it. We were talking before about. I was telling you about Valencia, and for our listeners out there, you might have listened to, and if you haven't, listened to the podcast that we did on Valencia. But Valencia, as well as anything else, it's known for being the skydiving capital of Europe, and the skydiving there is superb because, again, it's just beautiful. The beaches and everything else as you're jumping out of the plane. But I'll tell you very briefly, and our listeners, the story. I'd never done. Have you ever done jumping out of a plane? No. Well, I hadn't either. And look, I'm 51, and I'm sort of thinking, look, if I'm going to do this, I probably need to do it soon. So a friend of mine who's done skydiving before, and he said, look, we're going to do a skydive. Come do it with us in Valencia. We were in Valencia at the same time. So I built myself up for this. The night before, genuinely, I didn't sleep. I was really, because I'd signed up, and once you've said, when it's a group of guys, there's a machismo, there's a bravado. So, you sort of said, yeah, I'll do it, no problem, nice and cool. Didn't sleep that night. The next day we went out, and everybody's like, are you nervous? Nah, not really. I've never been more scared in my entire life.
I'm not gonna jump.
Honestly, it was awful. But I knew I wasn't going to wimp out because, the loss of face would be too huge. But anyway, it was one of these where they strap you to a professional. So they strapped me to the professional. They talked us through everything. We got into the plane. We went up really high. They opened the door of the plane, and you can see little bits of cloud below, and it's very noisy. And they're saying getting ready to jump. And honestly, I'm so scared. But at that stage, you can't back out anyway. I mean, you're strapped to the guy. You're going to be jumping out of that plane. And then the guy says, the weather conditions aren't right. We're not going to jump. And I was thinking, is this just a nasty joke though? Is this to try and get me relieved and then we jump out of the plane? So I wasn't sure what was going on. But then they shut the door, and we flew back down, and it didn't happen. And I remember getting off the plane and thinking, now I know how scary it is up there. Yeah. I don't think I will ever do it. I was just... So
you are lucky because you've been there and then you didn't get to jump?
I think it's unlucky. It's unlucky because I came so close, because the most scary part is the part immediately before you jump out. And
Yes.
I think anybody would have a bit of fear, but usually it's followed by euphoria of jumping out of the plane, and of course, once you jump out, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome, and you're going to say, I want to do this again. But I actually had the worst part of it without the euphoria. And I don't know if I'll ever do it.
But the hand gliding is not so scary because he just say run, and then you have like to say 5 steps, and then you're flying. Yeah, so just run, and he say, okay, you have to run because I cannot run for us
both. Yeah.
So it's just thing, 5 steps, and then you are down. But if you wanna do it this time, just check the conditions before.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna go up there. But anyways, it's nice view from up there, even if you don't jump.
Yeah.
It's many people go there like just to see the view, and then you're down.
Super. I know that the views from Christ the Redeemer statue are pretty cool, eh?
Yeah. You can see the whole city. And now it's very trendy here in Rio to get married in the Christ Redeemer. Yeah.
There's a chapel there, isn't there?
Yeah, that's a chapel, and everyone can do it. You just have to. Actually, now we have many people that lives in other countries that come here to get married there.
Wow.
But the only thing that's the time you have to get married from 5 a.m. until 7 a.m. because after this, the Christ Redeemer is open for tourists.
Yeah, of course.
So, but many people does.
I bet that would be very popular. I think you would probably have to book in advance.
Yeah.
But kind of cool as well. But it's a really, as I recall, I was there years ago. It's a very, very small chapel, isn't it? I mean, it's tiny.
Yeah, the chapel it
tiny.
can fit up to 20 people.
Yeah, and that's actually in the base of the Christ the Redeemer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right in the base. Yeah. But there is the highest spot in the city where you can see the whole city. From the Sugar Loaf, you can see you have a good view, but not as high as we have in the Christ Redeemer. Yes.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
Nice.
Well, listen, I think that's us about out. Hopefully, everyone can see us still because it's getting a little bit dark. And there's still lots of people on the beach.
Yeah.
What time do they finish on the beach?
I think around 9, maybe.
9.
Yeah, it's nice and warm there, and we're in April. It's not summer, so.
Very, very cool. What I should actually as well, what I did want to last before we do wrap up, I wanted to mention something which it's the elephant in the room, as we say in the UK. A lot of people talk about Rio being dangerous. The first time I came to Rio, when I was coming, a colleague of mine who'd been to Rio before, in the travel industry actually, lovely guy actually, a good manager, he said to me, Jed, accept now that you will be robbed, and just accept that. I was thinking, gosh, really? And obviously I wasn't. What is the situation? I mean, is it just like any other city, as in you just need to have your wits about you? Be smart like you would in any city. But other than that,
we always say this. Like many people ask here in the front desk, okay, what do I have to watch out? And then we just say, here is a big city, just like another one, just like others. So we just gonna like here in Copacabana. If you are in the tourist areas like Copacabana, Ipanema on the beach, just have to pay attention. Like if you're with your cell phone like this, taking a picture, maybe can pass by a guy in a bike and just
grab it.
Take it. You're not gonna see it, but it can happen in any big city. So you just have to know where to go. Like you're not gonna be in downtown where people work, not in the tourist area, but where people work. That's during the night. There's no one there, like hanging around, walking, and everything. But here we have Uber. So anywhere you are, like just ask for a Uber. Don't go walking around in a dark area. And we have some places here, like Copacabana, as is a more tourist area. Maybe we're gonna have like more pickpockets. I don't know if you would say like this. Then in Ipanema, that we have less tourists. So people are like, just pay attention. Like sometimes it can happen that a guy that take your necklace or something like this, but that's the only thing. Like, so just pay attention. Like, and don't leave your stuff in the sand while you go for swimming, because sometimes people can take from you. Like, just normal things.
I was going to say, it's normal stuff that you would do in Europe. I mean, look, in Barcelona is famous for pickpockets, famous for it. I think it's like anyway, you just have to be careful.
And here I think it's less than Paris. Like I remember I've been in Paris, everywhere was like signs, pay attention for pickpockets, and here is not like this. Like you just have to look around. We always say, you want to take a picture, you can take a picture with your last iPhone, but just look around and see if there's no like suspicion, and then you go to be happy. You know, you don't have to be like, oh my god. And here it's a hot city. Like you don't have to be using very expensive jewels, something like this. We're on the beach, like just dress nice and cool, and you'll be fine.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Yeah, very good. I must admit, I was in. I came into as I was saying before, the bus station. So I got the bus from Sao Paulo to Rio, and the bus station. I was nervous before when I was at the bus station. Genuinely, I didn't feel. On my own, okay, as a guy, maybe it would be different if I was female. I didn't feel in any way, shape or form threatened, or honestly, really, I just felt, I have my wits about me, but I have my wits about me when I'm in the airport, to be honest, as well. I didn't feel particularly at threat at all, in neither Sao Paulo or here. And your point on Uber is a really good point. I've been using Uber pretty much exclusively the whole time I've been here, and it's just so easy, and you get a ride within 3 minutes, and it's cheap. Actually, it's quite cheap as well. Super safe, everybody's super friendly. It's easy.
That's it.
Easy.
I know we had some times that, oh my god, Rio, and the most famous television in Brazil is here in Rio, that we call TV Globo, and there are people in the police station just waiting for, okay, what's happening? Let me put in the news, because bad news usually sells more than good news.
Always.
So people, like, if something happened like in a very far away, like in a city that any tourist come, they say, in Rio it happened this. So this is something that we were saying, okay, don't say bad things about Rio, because it happens everywhere, but Rio is on the news, you see. If it happened in São Paulo, it's not going to be in the news as it's going to be in the news for Rio, because Rio is the tourist area, is where you want to be. So don't believe in everything you hear and you read in the news, because it's not like this. So.
I think that's very true. I think that's very true. Well, look, in my experience, it's absolutely fabulous. I can't really take my eyes off the beach, and the waves just crashing down there beautifully. And I definitely want to try and find some time to get in the sea myself. I think it should be fun. I'm going to be doing a day tour tomorrow, so we'll be doing the usuals, I suppose. I think we're doing, as I recall, Sugarloaf, Corcovado, and then I think we're going to go to the cathedral. The cathedral looks downtown. Absolutely beautiful downtown. And I think so we're doing a bit downtown as well. So it should be fun, and I thought what we'll do is we'll video for everybody at home as well, and just try and show them and give them a sample of what it's like. We might do a few Facebook Live or Instagram Live. That could be kind of fun on a Saturday as well, because people will be at home. And I know in the UK right now, even though it's spring, my daughters were showing me messages, pictures with snow. Would you believe? Right now, snow in spring. Yeah, crazy. It's like big pieces of hailstones. Everyone has to come to Rio, and I'm certainly glad I'm here. Juliana, thank you so much for being so generous with your time. I think you're a really great sport for, when I said that I was coming to Rio, and I said, would you mind? And you were straight away, you were saying, yes, it would be a pleasure, and it's really appreciappreciated, because it is your Friday evening, it's your weekend, and I know you've had a hard week. I just
love Rio. I love to talk about Rio. Like, I'm like, okay, everyone must know Rio. And we have so many places like Mexico that puts a lot of money to bring tourists, and Rio, it's like, so everyone must know Rio.
Fair play. Well, we'll be doing our bit on Low Season Traveller as well, and of course we can tell everybody at home, low season, it's a fabulous time to be here. Why would you pay the inflated prices in the peak season? Really, this is the best time. But Juliana, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. So there you have it. Huge thanks again to Juliana for joining us for this episode. And please do take a look at her fabulously located property at solipanema.com.br. The rooftop pool and bar provide possibly some of the finest views of Rio you will ever see. Do join us next week, where we'll be bringing you to the famous Copacabana Beach for our roundup of low season Rio. But until then, please do check out our live broadcasts on Facebook and Instagram so you can see for yourself what the low season experience is like in Rio de Janeiro. But that's our show for this week. Thanks as always for your company. Hope you have a great week wherever you are. Stay healthy, stay safe, keep your travel dreams alive, and don't forget to share this podcast with your friends, family, and social networks. And finally, remember that travel is always better and fairer for the planet, the local communities, and you, the travellers, when it's without the crowd.